Hey guys! In this video, I'm showing you how I study for math, which I'm sure you've probably seen before if you've watched my videos or asked me about how to study for math. And basically, all I do to study for math is to do practice questions. These questions I'm getting from my textbook, and I'm reviewing conic sections in preparation for the final exam, I suppose. I'm not studying directly for finals as they're quite far away, but I'm reviewing everything in between in the middle of the school year every once in a while. That way I haven't completely forgotten everything before the final exam. The way I'm doing these practice problems is I usually like to do questions on a whiteboard since I do a lot of practice questions and I don't want to waste paper when I'm just going to write it and not look back at it again. However, for conic sections, there's a lot of graphing involved, so I wanted to use graph paper, but I don't have a graph whiteboard. If anyone knows of where you can find a graph whiteboard, please let me know. But basically, the way I made my janky DIY graph calendar is I put a sheet of graph paper inside a sheet protector, and now I'm just writing on top of it using a whiteboard marker. I find these ultra-thin Expo markers really handy for this style of review, since they're fine enough that they basically function as a thicker felt tip pen. That's the entire explanation I have for what I'm doing in this video, and besides that, I wanted to ask you guys about what you'd prefer to see in my study with me videos. I'll have some polls in the cards as I discuss each topic. So first of all, I was wondering whether you prefer a study with me video dedicated to one subject, kind of like this video, which is dedicated to math, or whether you prefer compilations, so what I study over the course of a day or a week or something like that. By the way, right now I'm correcting my answers with the answer key in the back, and I'm using a red whiteboard marker from the same brand. For this question, I spent ages reworking it and trying to get the answer that was in the book, but I just couldn't get there after 3 attempts, so please let me know if you can see what I did wrong, and that would be greatly appreciated. Back to what I was talking about earlier, I feel like the study with me's that are focused on one particular subject might be helpful if you're struggling in that subject and want some ideas of how you could study for that subject. And also, I like compilations as well because it's kind of fun to see a greater variety between what I'm doing in the video, and it's a more realistic idea of how I study in a day or a week, just how much my workload is and what I do and how I balance each subject and everything like that. I definitely plan to keep making a mix of both types of videos, but with this poll, I'd like to get an idea of what proportion they should be in. Another question I have is whether you prefer the bird's eye view, so the way this video is filmed from the top down, or a side view / over the shoulder view. It's hard to explain exactly. I'll link a video in the cards right now that's filmed from the side view so you can get an idea of that. For this one, I think I'll just stick with whichever one wins the poll, since I only have one camera and one tripod, so it's very difficult for me to switch between the bird's eye view or the side view, especially in a single video. Since the bird's eye view is a bit of a hassle to set up, I don't want to have to keep taking it down again. If you are wondering how I get the bird's eye view using a tripod, another YouTuber made a great video that shows exactly how it's done, and I will link that in the description. I feel that bird's eye is usually better looking since you can see everything that's going on the paper, but side view is also helpful for detail work since sometimes my hand can cover up what's going on. Side view is a lot easier for me to film since my tripod is on the ground, not set up over my desk. And at that point, I stopped my camera to take a break and get a drink of water, but I completely forgot to turn it back on when I sat down to study again, and I realized it towards the end of what I was doing, so I'm sorry about that middle part being cut out a bit. Lastly, I'd like to know whether you prefer study with me videos in real time or ones that are sped up, like this one. Like the single subject versus compilation question, I just plan to use this information to determine what portion of my videos should be each one. I honestly equally like all of these types, so I wanted your feedback, that way everyone involved can get the most out of my study with me videos. I hope you enjoyed this particular video, and let me know any suggestions you have in the comments. I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, and I post daily on my Tumblr and Instagram, which are linked in the description. See you next time!